above the city. I'm standing on the ledge. The view from here is pretty. Then I step off the edge. And now I'm falling, baby, through the sky, through the sky. I'm falling, baby, through the sky. It's my calling, baby, don't you cry, don't you cry. I'm falling down through the sky toward the street that I'm from. Oh, Broadway, here I come. The pressure, it increases the closer that I get. I could almost go to pieces, but I'm not quite there yet. See, I've been braving crazy weather, drowning out my cries. I pull myself together. I'm focused on the prize. I'm falling, baby, through the sky, through the sky. I'm falling, baby, through the sky. It's my calling, baby, don't you cry, don't you cry. I'm falling down through the sky. It's a tune you can hum. Oh, Broadway, here I come. Will I remain the same, or will I change a little bit? Will I feel broken or suddenly complete? Will I retain my name when I'm the biggest, hugest hit? Or will I blend in with the rest of the street? The people all are pointing. I bet they never guess that the saint that they're anointing is frightened of the mess. And even though I fear it, I'm playing all my cards. Baby, you are gonna hear it when I give them my regards. I'm falling, baby, through the sky, through the sky. I'm falling, baby, through the sky. It's my calling, baby, don't you cry, don't you cry. I'm falling down through the sky, and I refuse to go numb. Oh, Broadway, here I come. Broadway, here I come. Broadway, here I come. Broadway, Broadway, here I come. Here I come. The last thing I hear as the impact grows near, is it a scream or a cheer? Well, never mind, I'll never find out, 'cause Broadway, I am here.
Theatre, an entire industry shut down by a global pandemic. In the Wings is a collection of interviews with writers, composers and creatives whose work was cancelled by COVID-19. In this series, we will shine a spotlight on 4 such productions, featuring performances by West End stars and a live band, the first since our theatres went dark. These are the stories of those shows waiting in the wings.
Episode 1, No Limits.
Sam, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Welcome to London. We're so full of business. This is the only bit of show business working right now. Tell us about the show.
So the show is called No Limits. It is a song cycle, a genuine song cycle as well. So each song is its own self-contained story, but as a whole, they're on similar themes. So you appreciate it at the end. You're like, that's the message of the show.
And so it's a bit like Carmina Burana sort of thing. Is it like, is it, you know, like, and well, is it sandwiched between two, you know, themes sort of thing?
Sometimes, yeah. So it can jump from, you know, someone splitting up with a partner to suddenly, you know, two girls getting revenge on a boy who's dated them both. And I like to do that as well because I don't want it to dip too long in sad themes or, you know, really happy themes. I like to sort of make it flow.
So, and part of the show is the show we're doing here is they're saying, well, here's these great shows at this stage in their kind of journey, and what happened? Now Corona come and bossed you on the head.
So the show was set to go on at the other palace for a week. Everything was ready, and then obviously Corona happened. And I remember, you know, I think it was early February when we first started hearing about Corona, and you slowly get that little inkling, oh, is this going to affect things? And everyone saying, no, it won't. And then slowly it became more and more real. And then I think it was about mid-March, I knew in my heart already, I just knew that it wasn't going to happen. So I sort of had embraced that already. As in, I didn't get a call and, you know, find out straight away that it was gone. I'd made peace with it sort of 2 weeks prior to knowing that, and then sort of set things in motion for what I could do to maybe save it. And then luckily we managed to postpone the show.
Great. So good news is it's going to have you got a date?
Fingers crossed. If everything works out okay, it will go on in November. Yeah. At the end, yeah.
And at the other palace, right?
At the other palace, still, yeah.
I mean, it's really interesting. You write shows, and every show's got sometimes a story of actually writing. I mean, I find as a composer, right? It's like, you know, you write the show, and that's sort of the easy bit. Getting it on is the real drama,
Absolutely,
isn't it?
Definitely, yes.
So, but going back to the Fringe, was the Edinburgh Fringe? Was that really
it wasn't Edinburgh. We actually did Camden Fringe.
Oh, really? Year, yeah. Oh, that's good to hear.
But obviously, Fringe was this great opportunity to sort of show it off to some people. Say, you know, do people like it? Yeah. Obviously, there's always a chance if people hate it or you don't get.
Well, we always that.
It doesn't mean that, you know, people don't have to be ecstatic, but people have to say they want to see it again or they want to see more. And luckily, we did get that feedback, and that sort of inspired me to keep going, expand the show, and then obviously head to the other palace.
So I was just about holding it together on what turned out to be the worst shift ever, when this arrogant oaf of a man decided to try his luck. He'd been getting way too touchy-feely for my liking, and even came behind the bar so he could invite me into his bed. I didn't need an ECG to see my heartbeat was spiking. Still I refused to raise my voice as I said, "You've laid your hands on me 2 times too many. You think you've got game, but you ain't got any. 2 times you've crossed the line, and acting so damn chill you must think it's fine. 2 times, and now you're out." But oh no, it didn't just end there. This bitchy girl accidentally pulled my hair. Then some guy throwing up on my face was the straw that broke the camel's back. I waited for my break before I broke down, and then washed the vomit off my face at the bathroom sink. With 2 minutes to go, I took a cold hard look around. I just couldn't help but think, I've been here 2 years too many, showing kindness to strangers who don't show me any. 2 years of slinging beers to slime balls with no studs and elephant ears. 2 years I won't get back. So then I envisioned what my version of happiness looks like, and it's safe to say there's not one single drunk in sight. I'd be making my living my best life. show your info without me. And even though I may not know where I'm going, I know I'm gonna get there. When I get there, 2 weeks, and then I'm gone.
So how and what's your writing process in that? I mean, just out of interest, I'm always fascinated by
So
process.
it's lots of different things. So for example, the title song is called No Limits, and that actually came about at university. The writers Connor and Gregor, so it's an American writing duo, and they came in and they did this workshop, and it was actually just to do with the performers, and they were workshopping their songs, but the opportunity came up to show them 2 songs. So I thought, yes, I'll show them something. So I wrote this song, and I think I'd been writing at the same time anyway, but knowing they were coming to the university, I thought, oh, this is my chance. You know, maybe someone will hear it. So I finished this song, showed them it, and then they gave me some really great feedback on it. But what's important though is before this, I'd always written book musicals. I'd always think, yeah, I love that story. I want to write these kind of songs. I'd never really considered the song cycle idea until I had this one song that didn't belong to a story, to a big story, and I thought it's not fair to just create this story for that one song, when actually the theme, it can apply to other songs, and you could sew them together.
So what would you? I mean, if you explain to a person who's watching this doesn't really understand what a book musical is, or just a dim. Tell them, what is a song cycle? What do you think? What has it got? Do you think?
For me, I think a song cycle is a collection of songs. They can be connected, so they can have a storyline connecting them, but there's no dialogue in between. There's no bigger story in that sense. Like I always think of Songs for a New World as an example, or Edges by Pasek and Paul.
Yeah.
They are great examples where the writer obviously had a lot of inspiration in them. You know, they write about lots of different things, but then when it's sewn together, and this is probably one of the important parts as well, it's not just random. You know, they'll use little motifs from certain songs, they'll bring it back. And that's exactly what I tried to do, because I didn't want people to watch it and think this is just a bunch of random songs. So when you watch it, you'll hear little lyrics come back again. You'll hear some of the melodies come back. And then I think for an audience as well, you always love that moment where it's mid-song and you think, oh, that part of the song's in that part of the song. And you like putting it together.
I mean, I guess sometimes it's like the liberation of it all is great. I think as a composer, isn't it? Just to because I mean, I also find writing lyrics, it's tricky. Lyrics are, I find them tough. It's the one where you got to have the real patience. Oh man, I've got to rhyme "do" with something. What am I going to do? Oh God, But I mean, but I think, and the music for me has always been the one, the kind of the reward for the for the hard work and the lyrics and stuff. I mean, I know there's obviously hard work in music as well, but there is a lovely liberation if you think. I mean, to say I don't care about the narrative. I don't care about that. This is just the music is the arc and the narrative and stuff, if you like. I'm quite interested. And at what point did you suddenly think, oh, I'm really confident in this now? This is working.
It was a slow process. It was. I think when I first started it was just, sometimes you just say an idea to yourself. I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to put a couple songs together. I'm going to make it, maybe into a little show. I might, try and take it to a fringe festival, see if people like it. And then I think sometimes there's a lot of power in just doing that, though, just saying something out loud or just doing it even on a small scale. And then once you do it, you think, oh, I've done that now. And then you get a little taste of what the audience is thinking. For me, especially, I think I respond massively to the audience and knowing that they're gripped or that they're enjoying what they're listening to inspires me to keep going. And then obviously, once you do it on a bigger scale, if it is a theatre and everyone in the room's digging what you've actually showed them, you go home and you're so inspired and you think, you know what, let's make it 2 acts, let's give them more, let's perfect it.
Sit down, Stephen, we need to talk. You might have noticed I've been different as of late. I know you've just come home from work, but this really can't wait. First of all, let's get something clear. This isn't something I've just dragged out of the blue. It's been playing on my mind for some time, so please hear me through. We don't work like we're supposed to. We don't say the things or act the way that lovers should do. When my friend asks me if I think you'll pop the question, I just laugh and say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't hear wedding bells. I don't see us walking down the aisle and saying I do. When you kiss me and you tell me that you love me, I don't feel anything at all. I think it happened Halloween, the year before last. We went to that party and you got so drunk you could barely even stand. And you were talking to some guy with a twinkle in your eye, and I just stood and stared and got to thinking, maybe I'm not what you want in the long run. Maybe I'm not everything you'll ever need. And from that moment I've been drifting away, searching for a reason to stay. But we only laugh once in a blue moon. We have sex if it's been a while. We don't talk all that much because you've had a long day and you're up at 7 a.m. And even when you're there, you're not really there. It's as if you just don't care. And if that's the case, then be a man and say it. Tell me that it's over and it has been for a while. If there's nothing left to say, if there's nothing left to do, let's call time. Let's call time. Let's call time. I love you, but we're not in love. I need you, but only 'cause I'm afraid to be alone. You don't have to tell me starting over won't be easy, but we both know it's for the best. And when you find someone new, make sure it's tried and true before you fall in. My things are packed, I'm ready to go. Now's your chance if you have something to say. Set me straight if you think I've lost my mind. Tell me I'm wrong, and I'll stay.
No, it's interesting. I mean, I completely agree. I mean, I'm sort of, I've been working for nearly 30 years as a sort of writer, composer and stuff, and it's like I'm pretty good on my own. I'm quite like being on my own, but I've really missed having singers just come around and say, "Oh, just to try the stuff out," because it's it's not the well. You can't do it on Zoom, can you? Because if
No,
they only had
I've seen people trying.
There's a couple of second delay that really completely
constantly reverb.
If someone could do that, if someone could just fix that, then maybe that would help a bit. But
obviously part of like the process, especially like when if I've just written a song, maybe if there's not sheet music for it and it's just me and I'm teaching it, I'll change it on the spot.
Yeah,
I go,
totally.
try this, try that.
Yeah.
And obviously that's probably not going to happen on Zoom.
No, I agree. It's like there's certain singers you've written for, and their voice inside out. They come round,
exactly,
and you realise you've made it, the wrong line there, and you just you change it on the spot. It's fine, yeah. Or they come up with a better idea, or something,
yeah.
But so here we are in London. There's no theatre is open. This is the only theatre open at the moment. Have you any thoughts about you're obviously a young guy as well. Your position in this crazy post-COVID world. We don't really know. We assume stuff's going to get back to quasi-normal, but do you think there is going to be any sort of impactful changes that it could be, creating opportunities for like new young writers?
Potentially. I think everyone being at home and being in lockdown, especially writers, everyone's sort of trying to think of things to do. People have been collaborating. I've been speaking to people that I probably wouldn't have done before. But now that the opportunity, so I definitely think, any writer probably would think having this kind of time can almost be a blessing, because you might have so many ideas and things, and you think you don't have the time. And in the real world, you probably don't. When you're going to work every day, you don't have the time to do those things, and then to sort of have, quite a few weeks to do it. I'd like to think that people have, got their heads down, maybe got things ready, so that when things do slowly start to ease. And
it's funny because I was really looking forward to a good pandemic, but I actually. But I got it. So, I got it. So I was wiped out for 6 weeks. So I feel like I'm on catch up. I feel like, it's really annoying. But anyway, so it sounds like you've used, though that said, I know there's plenty of, my friends who are writers who have used the time very badly.
No, I have. I'm saying this. That's what I'd like to think people are doing.
Actually, it goes on to a question. I'm always fascinated by people's process and just the discipline, because as a writer, it's always the war on discipline. What's your process? Do you have a sort of are you an early riser, or is there a set time you do?
Absolutely not. I write when inspiration strikes, definitely.
Oh,
and
really?
Then, that's a great thing, but it's a bad thing if it doesn't.
Yeah.
You can go weeks and you haven't done anything.
Really? Oh, that's God. I never wait for inspiration.
The only time I do that is
work a day.
If I've got something set. So if I know the show's going on a date, if I've got something set to keep me in track. That's a little bit different. I will sort of sit there, but I find though that sometimes when I do that, if I force myself to write something, it's not as genuine, and it's almost never as fun as what I would have wrote if I was just feeling it.
I'm leaving for real this time. Backing out or searching for reasons to stay. I'm taking the first train to the city. I'm staying with friends just until I find my way. I was born to be on a stage with my name up in lights. So I'm stripping the bed I made and raising my sights. I'm gonna fly like a bird in the sky. I'll know no limits. I'm gonna run like a raging wind down an open road. I'm gonna take the world by storm, only stopping for a moment to catch my breath. Hold myself down again. No time to waste, my best life's calling. Opportunities endless and unbound. I'll march to the beat of my own drum and take each and every chance that comes around.
even when I hear that voice at the back of my mind, tell me that I'm nothing, that I'll go nowhere, and that no one could want me. For so long I let it prevail, convinced if I tried I would only fail. When we're young we believe what we're told, but that all changes as we grow old. I'll be counting my blessings for the moment I decided not to give in to the doubt any longer. Like a reborn phoenix rising up from the ashes, I'm feeling so much stronger than I've ever felt before. I'm gonna fly so high. I'm gonna fly like a bird in the sky. I'll know no limits. I'm gonna run like a raging wind down an open road. I'm gonna take the world by storm, only stopping for a moment to catch my breath. I'll never hold myself down again. I'm gonna fly like a bird in the sky. I'll know no limits.
So you've got the song cycle.
Yep.
You said, very intriguingly, you've got a few other book musicals that you've done in the past, or just waiting there. Have you reworked them? Is it time to get them out of the bottom drawer and just send them on the way?
Absolutely. That's honestly, that's why I was crushed about April. My plan, I know things never go to plan, but my plan was the show's going to go on in April. I'm going to show people what I can do. People are going to really like these songs. Think, wow, this boy can write songs.
What else you got? There you go. And you say,
exactly.
boom.
And that would be the time for me to pull out something, something that's a bit more elaborate that people might just take a chance on. It's one thing to get, 7 people in a room and say, do you guys want to come and try out this? It's another to get 20 to 30 people in a room and say, actually, do you want to have a little jam and see what this sounds like? But they might take that chance if they know who I am a little bit more.
Well, it sounds like you've got a good plan, I'd say. I wish I'd had that plan. You've got a good plan. You get the song cycle on, and then you get out the 4 completed works, and off you go.
Surprise. Yeah.
Any messages just to, folk like any writers, musicians, singers, who are having a tough time at the moment? What would you say to them?
Don't wait. I think we can always, as writers, we have something in our brains that tell us to, everything's gonna happen, and things. And even though I do believe that, I think you have to get up, you have to write something, you have to have a product to push, you have to show people. I probably waited too long to say these are my songs, this is what I can do. I could have done this years ago, but it's only happening now. So I think don't wait. If you believe you've got the talent or a certain kind of songwriting voice, or you've got a story for a musical that you want to show, just do it now. Do it now, get something together, show it off. And like what happened for me, it will start as a small thing and, it'll grow.
Good advice. Don't wait. Thank you for coming for all this way through the desolate COVID,
wasteland.
chancing your arm, It's been fascinating. It's really fascinating hearing someone's journey. It sounds to me like you're just at the beginning of a truly fantastic journey. You seem very well prepared, and I wish you all the best for it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for having me.